Well, the wait is over. TFL just released their video on how the Tacoma broke and what broke on it. Let's get into that now. We're going to jump straight to the part of their video where they're in the service department and they show the invoice from the dealer. All right, let's watch this.
They were nice enough to wash it. I'm pretty impressed at the response. First of all, not just by the dealership, but Toyota themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because like we discussed last time, with communication, they put 20 people on this project.
Yeah, they put 20 people on it because Toyota's crapping their pants because one of the largest truck channels on YouTube had a failure and everybody knows about it.
Bear in mind, this isn't going to happen for your average consumer, and we get that.
Right.
And we also know we're privileged to be journalists.
Well, because we know people on the corporate side.
But there's more to that. This is one of the earliest models out there. We got one of the first.
I don't understand why they use this. Nathan, Andre, you guys, it doesn't matter if this is an early model. All the parts they're using in this car, I guarantee they're the same parts that everybody else got in number 300, 1000, 1500. So whatever's in this truck is what everybody else got to. Don't try to make an excuse.
So they want to make sure that everything is working properly, as this will become a big seller.
That everything was working properly in their testing.
When we brought it here, most of the salespeople and service people have never seen the new Tacoma before.
That's correct.
So that's how new this was.
Again, it's so new that it couldn't be reliable.
It's covered under warranty.
Right.
$0.00 were paid.
Yay. Okay.
Yay. So I actually spoke to somebody at Toyota.
Okay, like, no kidding, it's covered under warranty. Like, if this wasn't covered under warranty, heads would have to roll.
So basically, Toyota's stance is it's a case-by-case basis, right? They would investigate an incident. Let's say something happened off-road, right? And if we were being, really careless and did something really, really dumb, it could not be covered under warranty.
Right.
That is scary, because how are they going to know unless you've got GoPros attached to your car? Or you're a high-profile YouTuber like this, how are they going to know? I mean, could they just say, we think you abused it? If this was a regular user, I'm not sure they would have backed it. Maybe Toyota would have backed it up, but a case-by-case basis. So they found the front differential clutch sleeve separated and will not engage axles in four-wheel drive. Drove the vehicle. It'll electronically go into four-wheel drive. Basically, the exact same thing that TFL found in their little testing. I mean, this is nothing new, right? They placed the vehicle on a lift, put it in four-wheel drive, found that the transfer case engages, and the front drive shaft spins, and the ADD actuator is moving, but the front diff is not engaging. That part, the ADD actuator is moving, but the front diff is not engaging, is a problem. Everybody was saying, or initially Toyota was speculating, oh, it's just the ADD. They were hoping this problem would go away, or maybe it wouldn't be so high profile, and now it is. This case, we'll have to continue to watch this case and see if this ends up being a TSB or something. They performed a full health check and attached it to their technical case that they opened, and then they installed a new differential. I love this. I truly wish Toyota was testing their products more than they are, but I think we're going to see more Tacomas have this issue. Why wouldn't we, right? I mean, I don't think it's an installation issue. I think it's some problem with underbuilt parts. That's just my opinion after watching the videos and just being honest with you guys. What do you guys think? And I don't mean to, be too hard on TFL here. They've got brand deals. They have a lot of money come in and they have a lot of expenses. But at the end of the day, I wish they could be a little more candid and honest. You can kind of feel the vibe and you can feel the energy. You could feel when Andre feels uncomfortable talking about things. It looks like they know, but they can't say. At least that's the vibe I get. Maybe I'm completely misreading it, but reading the body language, listening to what they're saying, it feels like they're really trying to ride the line of keep that brand deal going. Later on in the video, TFL takes the truck up a steep hill, so I'll give it to them. At least they retested the four-wheel drive and they took it up a steep county road while towing something, so they're putting it through its paces again, so that's good. And then Roman says something that just cracked me up.
But no snap from the, is it ADD? Yeah, no snap from the ADD. That's good.
It's like they're still trying to push this ADD narrative that it was the ADD actuator, but it wasn't the ADD actuator. Come on, guys. Stop saying it. Although I did find this part interesting. The transmission starts to overheat up this hill.
My transmission is overheating.
Is it?
Not overheating, but look, it's reaching almost towards red.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah, I know. The gate setup is just so... All right, I just figured out the name for this video.
What?
Extreme towing.
It was extreme towing.
That's extreme towing.
There's no joke.
No, that is extreme towing, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that, that's a steep hill, pretty big load for the little Taco. But in my opinion, if you've got proper transmission coolers, you should be able to just run that thing at full tilt all day long and not overheat your transmission. So the fact that it was really high, they kind of did that in the old Tundras too. They took the transmission cooler out of the front and just did some things that weren't good later in the years of the old Rev, the Tundra. When I go look for this part, it has been kind of extremely difficult to find. If I select a 2024 Tacoma and go look on Toyota parts, it's looking like the carrier assembly is $2,660, but there aren't any images available on this one. So I had to grab an image from, I believe, the previous gen, and I wanted to just zoom in here and look at some things with you. Right here, 41400, I believe that is the ADD actuator. And if you follow the lines, it ends up, bolting into this area with the 41435A, and that's on the passenger side. I'm not positive that that's how, I don't think this is how the brand new one looks, but it's going to be very, very similar. And if we look up here, we see these parts 41433, 41434, 41304H. All these parts right here are what connect that area from the ADD, that passenger side, to the pumpkin. So I would assume one of these parts failed. They're probably the weakest link in this transmission. Or in this differential situation. They say they replaced the front differential. Maybe they just swapped everything out. I don't know. They weren't very detailed in what they replaced. Typically, if you say you replace the front differential, I'm not sure if that includes the pumpkin and all of these parts, or if it's just that they separated this out where the ADD connects and they replaced all of these parts inside here. So tough to say what actually broke, but these are the weakest parts for sure. These little rings and splines and collars, I would assume these are much weaker than the internals of that pumpkin. They tend to be pretty beefy inside those pumpkins. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this as time moves on. Are we going to see a bunch of Tacomas snapping diffs or not? Let me know in the comments. Predictions. Let's do it.